Welcome to VoiceWhat presents the great business story transforming India in association with NDTV Profit. In the realm of industrial automation, accuracy and efficiency reign supreme. And we have with us Essae Digitronics Private Limited that stands as a beacon of precision in its unwavering commitment to innovation that has led to the design and craft of the most advanced weighing systems. We have with us Mr. Prakash Venkatesan, the MD and CEO of Essae Digitronics, joining us on the show. Welcome on the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
I would like to know your story. You know, right from the inception back in 1996, you've been around for almost 3 decades. Take us through what has been your biggest 3 takeaways.
The group actually started in the year 1965 by 2 gentlemen who came from a very small village. They put up a huge industrial setup in the last 5 decades, in fact, since 1965, grown into multiple businesses, Mr. S.A. Chandran and Mr. Essae Venkatesan. It is because of their leadership and vision that the group started. And in 1996, we were already in the weighing business by then with a joint venture with a Japanese company. The Japanese did not have high capacity weighing at that point in time. So we decided to form a separate company to only focus on high capacity weighing, and that's how Essae Digitronics was born. We started very small, in a very small way, with just making 12 machines a year. And today we make that much quantity in a day. So we've come a very long way, and thanks to the efforts of my employees, thanks to my customers who've always been encouraging us whenever we go to them with new ideas and new solutions. We've done very well in the last 2.5 decades. We could have done better, but there is always an aspiration left. But we are very thankful to what we have done so far. Coming to the highlights, I think the key highlight for us would be that we are a market leader in the high capacity weighing systems. There is nobody who makes more machines than us in terms of volumes in a year. And what gives us the pride in that is that we are so proud that we've achieved this leadership through principled values of governing the business. We don't assume any shortcuts. We follow the rule of the land. We make sure that every boxes are ticked in terms of compliance, but at the same time, we are focused on what the market what we can offer to the market, and we are focused on making sure that the customer sees value in what we provide them. Second highlight of our journey is that we've always pursued excellence in our journey. So we started applying the TPM, Total Productive Maintenance Principles, in our company 6 years back, and we won the TPM Excellence Award, which is awarded by Japan Institute of Plant Maintenance. We are the only weighing company in the world to have won this award, and probably there must be a handful of companies in our country who won this award. So it gives us a lot of pride to say that we've imbibed those practices of TPM, and we've been able to transform the way we manufacture for the benefit of our customers. The third major highlight, if I were to look back in my years of journey with the company, is that when there was COVID, I think the way my employees responded to the challenge of COVID, because we have close to 80% of our people on the field, and the risk of being infected by COVID was so high. But despite those challenges, my team was out there providing service to the customers, making sure that problems were solved for my customers. And that paid us rich dividends subsequently. But I think that is something that I look back in the last 2.5 decades. I'm very proud of the way our company conducted itself during the COVID years. In fact, the COVID years were some of the best years in terms of growth for us. We recorded 24% and 20% growth during COVID. When everyone else was shrinking, we were actually growing in those 2 years.
So that's a very interesting story there, that you actually flourished during COVID times, unlike most industries. For the benefit of our viewers, could you take us through the role that your company plays as far as weighing solutions and weighing systems is concerned? What role does that play in the industry?
In any commercial transaction, there is a buyer and a seller, right? What the weighing system essentially does is to ensure that there is fairness in that commercial transaction. The seller should get his money's worth for the products that he's selling, and the buyer should make sure that he gets his money's worth for the money that he's spending. So this fairness in a commercial transaction is what the weighing systems achieves. And I think we have done a very good job of making sure that this fairness between the seller and the buyer is maintained throughout. The second focus for us has been, how do we ensure that the profits of my customers are protected? And the reason why I say, in fact, that's our tagline, we say protecting your profits, is because the weighing system does not generate any revenue. It's just a passive measuring device. The customer has got other production machinery, other means of earning revenue. What our product does is, by ensuring that the weight is accurate, the customer has deserved to earn a certain profit. My weighing equipment ensures that he's protected against any pilferage, against any short payment, against any wrong practices, and he's getting his profit completely protected by our equipment. So we are the watchdog of the industry.
So how do you put the customer front and center of the Essae Digitronics experience, and how much do you feel that is responsible in the growth of the company?
When it comes to customers, there are two things which we have to give utmost importance to. First one is the products, and second one is the people who interact with the customers. Both of these things play an important role. When it comes to the product, we always make sure that we are continuously improving our products, giving them very different solutions to what they're used to, addressing their pain points, making sure that they get a holistic solution to whatever their problem is. So we have always constantly improved the way we design our products and the way we manufacture our products. So that has been our focus. And the second one is the people who are providing the service, the people who are interacting with the customer, the people who are manufacturing the products. We need to constantly hone their skills and make sure that they are up to date in terms of both technology and their ability to manage clients. By doing these two things, I think we have earned the loyalty of our customers over a period of time. In fact, we have a customer base of 12,000 customers, and 91% of them repeat their business with us. So they buy again and again from us, and 35% of our business comes from customers who've already bought from us. They either refer somebody else or they buy it themselves. So we have a substantial amount of business coming from existing customers.
So sir, tell us about the products you manufacture here at Essae Digitronics, and how do your digital solutions find the practical application?
The main product for us is what we call as a static weigh bridge and dynamic weigh bridges. These are our main products. There are many other things that we do, but principally these are our breadwinners. The static weigh bridge is one that is a machine that the truck comes over it, it's weighed in a static mode. The dynamic one is when the truck is still moving and you can still weigh it. So it's dynamically weighed as the truck moves. Wherever there is bulk weighing application, wherever the customer wants to weigh in huge quantities, that's where we find a customer. So we have a very, very large and a diverse customer base, be it food industry, be it engineering companies, infrastructure companies, road construction, highway projects, steel, mining, logistics, cements. We serve to a very diverse base of customers wherever there is bulk weighing required.
Right, sir, we do know that you have an army of 150 very experienced engineers, but also take us through the entire workforce that you have, in order to ensure the kind of services that you provide to different sectors of the country.
The market that we are operating in India is huge, and we have chosen to approach our customers directly. So we don't have dealers, we don't have channel partners. All of it is directly by our sales team. So we have a reasonably large sales team of about 80 people. They are supported through a back-end call center team of about 12 people who generate the leads. Other than that, we have a large engineering team which is doing the design and development of products. We have about 25 people there. And also we have a 50-member team managing the two plants, the plant here in Bangalore and the plant in Uttaranchal. So we have two plants, which is so roughly about 350 employees in our organization.
So you have an entire wing of just R&D. What is the next big thing that we can expect to come out of there?
What we have done with our R&D department is to understand the key pain points of our customers in the weighing process. So what we have started to do is to play a role in helping the customers manage their material accounting process. So end to end, starting from the first time the raw material enters the gate of the customer's plant till the time the finished goods leaves the plant, we started to map the entire thing and seeing what are the areas that weighing can help the customer manage this entire process.
Right, sir, looking to the future, to not staying static, to always growing, what are the future prospects and plans of your company?
We have divided our business into 4 large segments based on our customers: agro, engineering, infrastructure and steel. Largely speaking, these are the 4 large groups of customers that we want to go after. And we've started to develop specific products addressing their needs end to end, like I told you earlier on. So we are very focused on bringing solutions in that direction. And our aspiration is to be able to double our revenue every 3 years.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us here on NDTV Profit.
Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.
Welcome back to another segment of VoiceWhat presents the great business story transforming India in association with NDTV Profit. In the world of healthcare, innovation is key, and at the forefront of this revolution is MedGenome, a pioneering company that's harnessing the power of genomic solutions. Well, this is a company that's embarked upon a journey to make genetic testing affordable and accessible to everyone, founded by visionary leaders who saw the immense potential in genetic testing. Well, MedGenome is literally at the forefront of genomic innovation. We have with us Dr. Vedam Ramprasad, the PhD and CEO of MedGenome. His expertise has literally paved the way for personalized medicine with cutting-edge genomic solutions. Welcome on the show.
Thank you.
So, of course, the potential of genomics has been known by the world, but the power that it has, the transformative power to revolutionize healthcare management, was discovered long ago, and that is the power that you have leveraged in order to address the unmet need in India. Tell us your story.
Well, see, DNA is the code of life. Anywhere there is a life, there is DNA, because it's a blueprint. Now, what happened was about 40 or 50 years back, there was no way how you can really decipher DNA. What it is, what is a blueprint. For the first time, somebody has sequenced the human genome to understand it. Now, what happened post that was a revolution.
So, what really is genetic testing?
Yeah.
And what does next generation sequencing really mean?
Exactly. So, the revolution that happened post that was the sequencing of the genome became a commodity today, which means what used to take 10 years for one human genome to be sequenced, in the next 20 years, it became like today we do it in 3 days' time. It costs about $500 for us. And when it happened, this has happened because of a technology called next generation sequencing. This is one of the technology which is a next generation sequencing which has defied Moore's law, which means the costs have gone down so much, the capacity has increased so much. Today, for every common man who can afford this and do genetic testing for various types of disorders, and there is a significant actionability and can save lives.
Sir, you have embarked on a journey with a mission to make it affordable as far as genetic testing is concerned, to make it affordable and accessible to everyone. You're literally at the forefront of genomics innovation. Sir, what would you need for a genetic test? Is this a little bit of my blood perhaps?
See, Blood is definitely great, but today we don't need even blood. That's even minimal invasive. We can even with a drop of saliva, we call spit. We just spit it into a small container, we ship it anywhere, we can get DNA out of it and we can sequence it. So a bit of saliva is enough for us to do it.
And so the big question for all our viewers, how much does it cost?
Costs are coming down. Today, for example, a genetic health risk assessment, we do as low as 5 to 5,000 rupees, 5,500 rupees. To it can go to even about ₹1,00,000 depending upon you want to look at a whole genome, everything you want to decipher out of it, and costs about ₹1,00,000.
So what are the basic things that people generally want to know?
See, there are two components. If you are predominant of our testing is on the illness side, because that's where the health burden across the country, significant health burden. We're trying to help patients and work with doctors to come up with solutions on the illness side. So situations in maternal care, reproductive health is one big area. Cancer is a big area. Oncology is a big area where there was a lot of unmet need. And as the drug discovery is also moving through omics, there are many drugs that are coming up where we call targeted therapies. Based on your genetic mutations, the treatments are given. So these two areas are one side. On the other side, on the wellness side, I can decipher many things, from where you are coming from, which region, which ancestry, who are your grandparents. So recreational stuff can be given. At the same time, we can give you health risks. Are you at a very high risk of getting early heart attack, early myocardial infarction? Do you have a big risk for Parkinson's disease or Alzheimer's disease? We can, like about 15 to 20 disease health risks can be done.
Right, so when you talk about heart disease, what you mentioned, we're seeing many 40-year-olds while exercising, those that have come in the media, in the news lately, whether it's been actors or it's been celebrities who've died while working out. Sir, could you perhaps help those who are kind of worried now as to how much they should exercise? Could that trigger a heart attack? Because there's so many people now really worried as to how much time they should be spending in the gym, and especially post-COVID, everyone seems to be slightly, treading with caution.
So we have a flagship test called as Cardiogen. It's a test that has come out of about roughly 5 to 6 years of multi-center collaborative research that we have done in India for Indian population predominantly. We work with some of the large cardiac centers in the country, and we came up with a risk score. It's called as polygenic risk score. It's a predictive score, and each individual has a different score. And individuals who have a very high score are at high risk of getting an early heart attack. But please understand this is only one component of it. So there are lifestyle components, there are dietary components, there are other environmental components like smoking, which also cause this risk. So in any general common disease, it's the interplay of your genetic factors with your health. So if your lifestyle factors are good, you try to reduce the risk over there, then you can control your health. But your genetic factors at this point of time are not modifiable. So you have to take control of your lifestyle. Knowing the risk of your inherent genetic risk, you can change your lifestyle factors.
So you've been around for a decade. You were the first ones to bring in genetic testing to India. Take us through what your challenges have been. You must have had to get never seen before technology, source and create a local talent with the right skill set. How difficult was it, or how easy was it for you?
It wasn't definitely not easy for us. Like any other startup, when we did bootstrapping from 2012-13 onwards so far, it was an uphill task. Some of the challenges we faced were, of course, initially awareness was a big challenge for us. For the first, even now, genomics awareness is not really great, but compared to what we saw in 2014, 13, 15, it's a significant change now. But in those days, awareness was very, very low. But thanks to fantastic team, my colleagues who have been there, I think we have wonderful people in the company who have really made these things successful for us.
Right, as a non-communicable disease, the load of that burden is massive in the country. What does the role that your technology plays in order when it comes to this burden? How do you address this burden in the country?
See, when it comes to non-communicable, just imagine 100 million diabetics in the country, roughly about 11% of the population, and 15% are pre-diabetics. I'm giving you one example of non-communicable disease. If you need to make an impact on this, it can't be, genomics will definitely play a critical role, but it can't be just genomics. There are many other aspects, all put together along with genomics. It's taken at a population level, some big government initiatives, initiatives from large healthcare providers will make a significant impacts. We can stratify individuals, we can identify high-risk individuals.
Do you feel the market for genomics has expanded hugely? What do you owe the success and the awareness to?
Success, of course, capital is very important. We were fortunate, the kind of work we did, we had a capital that has been come. Second, innovation. There's at least some amount of frugal innovation that we have done in the country, because most of the times we rely this in majority in the West or US, Europe. This is something that from initial onwards, if we have to bring affordable testing to a 1.4 billion population, we have to be at least a bit of innovation. So we did quite a bit of innovation. We do everything here. We have tech teams, we have bioinformatics teams, we have software team. We do, in fact, today we cater to roughly about 24 countries, and all of them are emerging countries. And that's something that we truly believe that India can cater to these requirements to many of the populations across the world.
Right, sir, what does the future of MedGenome look like?
Oh well, as long as we execute things well, the future is fantastic. I could say that things are changing. Today there is new drugs coming where you can even modify the code, the DNA code. So knowing the code is going to be much more important. It will become significant. So as any other company, we have to do things responsibly. We have to keep commercial interest, at the same time patient interest, and we keep doing these things, we execute things. It's a company forever.
Right, DNA alteration is what you're talking about. That is very, very interesting. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you so much for speaking to us here on NDTV Profit.
Thank you.